get into it. So Primarina is the final form of Poplio, the water type starter. Her base stats, I call it her, it looks feminine. Don't get all social justice warrior about it. I might call it a girl, okay? Relax. Anyways, the base stats are 80 HP, 74 attack, 74 defense, 126 special attack, 116 special defense, and 60 speed. Water fairy type. Freaking great typing, let me just say that. And the abilities are Torrent, powers up water moves when the Pokemon's HP is low, or Liquid Voice. All sound-based moves become water type moves. So that's pretty cool. Something to keep in mind if you're getting it confused, it's not like Pixelate where all of Sylveon's normal moves become fairy type and it gets a boost. It's much more restricted. It's only sound-based moves. You don't get a boost. You get the same type attack bonus boost, but there also isn't another one on top of that just for having the ability. So the sound moves are a little bit more powerful, but they're not quite Sylveon Hyper Voice level, so that's important to keep in mind. That being said, 126 special attack is still like a pretty solid special attack stat. So I'm happy with that. The typing is phenomenal. Let me just say that. Water Fairy typing, God tier, offensive and defensive. Like, that's the typing, man. That's one of the good ones. Top tier, like the best, you have like Dragon Fire and Steel Fairy, and then like Water Dragon and Water Fairy are like equal to that or maybe a little bit below. But like, it's a very, very strong typing. Water Fairy, I'm about it. So move pool, there's a lot of moves. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to go through the ones that I highlighted. I thought they were pretty interesting. Perish Song, any Pokemon that hears this song faints in 3 turns unless it switches out of battle. In VGC 2017, as far as I can tell, there are no Shadow Tag users, so it's pretty well impossible to get a Perish Trap team going. But in Doubles OU, you can do some Shadow Tag shenanigans, or if in VGC you just want to like force some switches, maybe win the end game with just Perish Song, yeah, you can give that a try. Primarina's signature move is Sparkling Area. The user bursts into a song emitting many bubbles. Any Pokemon suffering from a burn will be healed by the touch of these bubbles. It sounds like it's like Surf in that it hits both of your opponents and your ally. I don't know if I'm very excited about that. It's like a cool thing that it has, like that's an interesting effect, because if your partner is burned, it'll heal them. But I don't know if how I feel about Sparkling Area. I just thought I'd mention it to you guys. Maybe if you want to use it, you can go for it. And Perish Song is always neat. Looking at the rest of these moves, you have Encore. The user compels the target to keep using the move at Encore for 3 turns. That can be very useful. Unfortunately, Primarina's speed is pretty low, so it might not get it might not be able to Encore things as well as it wants to. Sing, a soothing lullaby is sung into a calming voice that puts the target into a deep slumber. We saw in VGC 2016 a lot of Bronzong using Blind Hypnosis. If you want to go crazy and use Blind Sing on Primarina, that's definitely an option. Hyper Voice, a sound-based move. So the user lets loose a horribly echoing shout with the power to inflict damage. It's a spread move. It's only 90 base power. But if you're using the what's it called? Liquid Voice? If you're using Liquid Voice ability, that becomes water type, so you get that same type attack bonus, so it's a little bit strong. It is a spread move, so you do get spread reduction, but it's still like a decent option as a water type stab. It's not normal type if you're using Liquid Voice. Moonblast, single target fairy move, very powerful, 95 base power, 100 accuracy. Borrowing the power of the moon, the user attacks. It might also lower the target's special attack stat. I believe it's a 30% chance, so Moonblast is definitely a super powerful option for this thing. Hydro Pump, the target is blasted by a huge volume of water launched under great pressure. 110 base power, single target, very strong option. 80% accuracy isn't awful, but it's not great. Gets hidden power. Ice Beam, great coverage. So are you worried about grass poison types because you're Water Fairy? Don't need to be, because you got Ice Beam. The target is struck with an icy cold beam of energy. This may also leave the target frozen. Great move. You have Blizzard, but it's not accurate enough to rely on, so I never do. Unless there's a Hail team, but we talk about Hail teams when we talk about Alolan Ninetales and Vanilluxe. Protect, awesome. You know, I talked about Protect a little bit more in my Incineroar analysis, excuse me, but like, it's a really good move in doubles. It helps a lot with positioning. If you want a bigger explanation about Protect, if you're new to doubles, go watch that video. Gets Rain Dance if you need it. Psychic and Shadow Ball for coverage if you want those. Honestly, Ice Beam's probably better. But yeah, let's keep going through these. Energy Ball and Scald. Energy Ball, good coverage. Again, Ice Beam's probably better. Skull, but like Energy Ball does hit some stuff. Like Energy Ball hits water types, which is like pretty big. So if it's Primarina Mirror, like something that I really value winning mirror matches with viable Pokemon, just because like if it's viable, I'm not the only one using it, right? So Energy Ball will give you the edge in that mirror. So it's worth mentioning. If Primarina becomes a not very popular Pokemon, then Energy Ball won't be as good. But if it is popular, then Energy Ball will be good. It's one of those things like that. Scald is pretty decent. It's not as powerful as Hydro Pump, obviously, but it has 100% accuracy, and it does always burn, so that's super nice. And of course, you have Swagger Substitute as pretty solid support options, and Substitute's just strong. And then Dazzling Gleam for Fairy, Spread Stab if you want it, and then like Hydro Cannon, Water Pledge, Confide, pretty useless. So there's not too much going on here. You have like a pretty solid special attacker with a pretty good move pool. You get some good coverage options, and you have that cool ability with Liquid Voice to help out Hyper Voice. But honestly, like, it's simple, but I like what it does. Like, I think it's effective. 126 special attack is really good to have. So let's keep going, get to the conclusion of this thing. So great typing and solid ability. Water Fairy is a phenomenal typing. It does compete with Tapu Fini, the water fairy deity, so it has the exact same typing. So that's a little sketchy. It might be difficult to justify using Primarina without using a different Tapu, for example. Like maybe you're using electric terrain, so you don't want to have that other Tapu Pokemon's terrain overriding, but you still want to use a water fairy type. That's when you would use Primarina. Solid ability, Liquid Voice. I mean, it's not giving you quite the boost that I would like. Like, it's not quite as powerful, but it's still good. Like, you're still making use of Hyper Voice. You get a decent water spread stat. Like, you get a decent water spread move. Muddy Water misses everything. Surf hits your partner. The one that they just talked about hits your partner, so like that's not great. You know, I like it. I like it. It's a good ability, but it's not amazing. So I said it was solid. Pretty strong base stats. 80, 74 physical defense, like 80 HP, 74 physical defense. Isn't great, but with an Intimidate user on your team, you can always back that up. Like Incineroar. Go watch that video. No. Yeah, watch it. But anyway, the attack doesn't really matter. You're never going to use it. 126 special attack is pretty solid. Like, with this good offensive typing and good coverage moves, 126 is definitely solid. 116 special defense is really good with 80 HP, and of course you have the Intimidate to patch up the physical defense. So you've got a strong and bulky Pokemon. 60 speed is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't really have any priority. It doesn't have anything to enhance that speed. It doesn't. It might be better on Trick Room teams or semi-Trick Room teams, but I would like it more if it had more speed, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. If I was just judging the base stats alone, I'd give it like a B. Like, those are some pretty solid stats. Solid offensive move pool with third move options. So you have great stab options, like great water options, great fairy options, and then protect, obviously. And then, you can see this in the possible move sets. There are a lot of options here for this fourth move. I guess I say third move because I always count protect as the fourth, but whatever. Like, fourth, I guess, would be more accurate, because the other ones are pretty much taken for. The other are pretty much guaranteed. Can't talk. So yeah, Ice Beam, Sing, or Energy Ball. That's what I would go with. What else was there? There was like Encore. You could use Scald if you wanted. Like, if you wanted a single target water move. I guess one of the, like, Reflect might not be awful. Aqua Jet might not be so bad to pick off low health things, especially because you have no speed. But yeah, like, I would probably go with like Ice Beam as like my, like, that's what I would go with. Like, Ice Beam, definitely day one of this format. Ice Beam. Energy Ball if Primarinas get, like, if you start fighting a lot of these, you might want to switch to Energy Ball so you win the mirror match. Sing as just like a surprise, like, you got you. Now you weren't ready for this type of Sing, and now you're sleeping 55% of the time. Not great odds, but they exist, so you can definitely get a sleep. Overall, I like this Pokemon. I think it's solid. I think it's pretty cool for attacking. It's going to be interesting to see if it's viable, because Tapu Fini does compete a lot with it. It does have such a good typing, but there's another Pokemon with the exact same typing, so that's a real stick for it. But we'll see how it goes. I honestly, it's too early to tell if this Pokemon's going to be good. I like it, though. I'm looking forward to using this thing. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'm going to be doing a bunch of these Sun Moon analysis videos. When the games drop, I'm going to be doing a lot of battles. So, yeah, have a great day. Thanks for watching.